to go, counselor, Kamen Rider Agito.
This is the S.H.Figuarts Kamen Rider Agito ground form from 2009. I got it from a secondhand seller and I think it's really nice looking. Before I look at the figure first, I have to look at the box. The box is clean and monochrome with the logos at the bottom, Toei, Bandai, and the Agito series. Masked Rider Agito ground form at the side, the other side, and the other side also. The box is a bit banged up, but it's 12 years old, so I can't really do much about it. Yep, there's a QR code, a barcode, and retail price is I think 2,500 yen. Another label at the top, and here's an overview of the poses he can do at the back of the box. The middle is showing him in his rider kick stance, rider kick, a blurb about the compound eyes I think, and an image of him standing up. Warning label and Tamashii Nations at the side. Let's take a look at the figure itself. The design I think is really nice. They pulled it off well with the figure, and the painting is really good. It holds up after 12 years. Yes, there's a spot there, but it's not so bad. The compound eyes are really nice looking, and I think they really tried their best to make it as show accurate as possible. What I've observed from a lot of early S.H.Figuarts is that their proportions are really wonk, but on this guy, it's not bad. He actually looks like a person. There are other problems with it that aren't proportional. There's a dot in the middle of the belt which shouldn't be there. The sides should be dark translucent grey, and the sides just also look a bit unfinished. The rectangle in the middle of his chest should have a marble pattern, but it's just left black, and the face just looks a bit squished. But in my opinion, it's still a good figure if you can overlook these unpainted parts or incorrectly painted parts. The chest gem is still really nice, it's noticeable, but another problem is that the antenna sections are a softer material, so they do tend to warp a bit, and it did happen on my copy. As you can see at the top, it doesn't line up, but from most angles you wouldn't really notice it, so I still think that it's an okay figure even with all of these problems. Before we get into the articulation, let's look at his accessories, his rider kick head, and his two open hands. But other than those, he doesn't really come with anything, and that's about it. So without further ado, let's take a look at his articulation. His head is on a few joints. You can look up that far and down not so far, but it's still really decent. There's a lot of rotation, but it's still limited by that collar section, as you can see. His arms are on a weird ball joint. They can move out not so far, but with another hinge, it's able to move a bit more, and with that ball section, it can move a straight 90 degrees. Also, the shoulder pad moves out of the way, bicep swivel, and double jointed elbow, which is always good. He has wrist articulation up and down. You can twist it, but I'm not gonna risk breaking the wrist section. Abdominal movement, back and forward again. His legs are a bit limited, up not so far, so he can't really do the full splits, but outwards still really good, and backwards barely. He has a double jointed knee, which is really nice, and metal feet can swivel, can pivot, and a toe bend. let's get into the size comparison. Here he is next to a high grade Gundam, so he's just a bit taller, and a standard Hasbro action figure, and he's a bit shorter. But I do think that it's the perfect size. Yeah, but then he's good, he's decent. Dragon Gold Man. And yeah, very cool.